Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and I would just like to say, starting off, how amazing is the lighting in here? Like that's cool. That's cool. Right there. All that is so cool. I can't wait until there's living things in there. Or is there already? Let's get into that. In this video, there's gonna be a ton of updates. I tried to do it into 2 videos. I tried to do vlogs. I tried to do all this crazy stuff, and it just came out really badly. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to talk about what's happened, and I'm going to put videos over top of it so that you guys can see what's happened. So first up, let's look at the smallest tank, which is not here at my house. It's at Hope's house, and it's Hope's 10-gallon cherry shrimp aquarium. Is that what we're calling it now? It's got cherry shrimp in it. They're breeding like crazy. They're doing really well. She's getting some cool colors in there. She's had some oranges, some dark browns, some blacks. Not quite into the brighter colors yet, but she's working on it. Her killifish are looking great. Her guppies looking great. Kuliloches are doing great. We had corridors in there for a bit. They didn't survive very long though, unfortunately. Assassin snails are breeding really well. Trumpet snails are breeding too well. We're thinking about fixing that somehow. Future plans with that is we're going to just keep growing out the plants. We might condense it a little more with the hardscape just to give it that forest vibe, and we might add a new intrigue fish. So maybe a clown killifish we've been playing with, or maybe a sparkling grommy. Let me know what you guys think about that. Onto the next tank, the 40-gallon, a size up. Not a lot going on with it either. In one of the videos I was gonna do with Hope, we put a hang-on back filter on there, and I kind of liked it for a little while, and then I'm like, this is dumb, it's kind of loud, I don't like the waterfall crashing sound, and it just kind of disturbs the plants. So we took it off, and we went right back to only internals on that tank. So we have the internal filter on there, and we have the power head, which is pointed down over the rocks, which I think gives it a nice look, especially if we have more hillstream loaches in there, which I'm sure will enjoy it. Future plans with that tank is eventually new fish. I do have some new fish ideas to go in there, but that hinges on something else that we'll talk about later in the video. Another thing is the plant situation is just horrible in there, and I don't know what to do about it. My last option is, I have 2 last options. One of them is to get a crazy RODI system and just make my water perfect for them somehow. And the second option is just to do fake plants. And honestly, at this point, guys, I'm kind of leaning towards fake plants. Now, I'll still have Java Fern and Anubias and stuff in there, but with my water, it's 200 ppm general hardness. Like that's insane. That's crazy. And I just can't grow any plants, and even the plants I can grow, they kind of look not so good. So I'm gonna keep it to the low plant load. You might see some fake plants in there. It's cringy, I know, I hate it, but I want some greenery in there. Maybe I'll start growing algae on purpose, who knows. So in conclusion, can't move forward with it yet. Fish are looking great, plants are looking horrible as always. On to the 75-gallon aquarium, or Paludarium, as we should start calling it. We really should. It's not a bidarium. I'm going to move away from my made-up definition. It is a paludarium because the water and land are not going to be completely divided. They are going to be connected. It's going to be open to whatever creature we have in there, and I'll let you guys know what I'm thinking in a second. Obviously, one of the big things in this video is it's got a light on it. It's got a really nice light on it. I was surprised with how thin it was, how bright this light is, but it's a really good light. And that's on a timer as well. So, and then in the front corner, the small corner on the right side, we have some new equipment for that as well. I got a teeny tiny little sponge filter in there, and it looks pretty cute, and it's hooked up to the air pump system, so that works really well, just as I was hoping it would from the beginning. And we're probably gonna do some snail breeding in there, so breeding out the best pink ram's horn snails, the pinkest snails with the most golden shells I'm looking for. And then also we're gonna help Hope out by taking her cull cherry shrimp, so all the ones with not so great color we're gonna put in there so that she can get the best colored ones in her tank. As you guys can see, I am playing around with the idea of having a seashell in there, with having driftwood in there. I might be able to do plants because there is a layer of stratum in there. That might help. I'm not sure. I really am just sick of plants at this point. Then we have the middle section, which you guys can see plain as day right behind me. And in that side of things, we have one living thing already, and that is a knife fish. Actually, we have two living things. Obviously we have the ram's horn snails in the corner there. I think we have either their copepods or their seed shrimp or they're something like that, but they're these tiny little white organisms that are swimming around and hugging the glass inside the little aquarium part there. Really happy to have them back. Haven't had them in a while because the cichlids absolutely demolished them in the 40 gallon. But I'd like to continue breeding them out in that corner tank because I just love to see the diversity. Anyways, back onto the middle tank. So in the middle tank right now we have the knife fish, and just the knife fish because he kills everything else. And that is the reason why we don't have any other fish in there. I was hoping that last week I could have put the Bolivian rams in there, but I'm just kind of nervous with this knife fish. So we were going to sell him. The guy didn't come to pick him up, so we're still stuck with him, and we're not going to be able to put fish in there until we get him out. Once again, we did add some equipment on there, so there's that nice Nicrew LED light shining in there, maybe growing some Anubias or Java Fern at some point, maybe some Pothos, and we'll get to that. Definitely growing some algae, hopefully. But we also have an internal filter that Zach gave me, Top Fit internal filter. You guys know how much I love those. So we have one in there for some chemical filtration once we do start to get more fish in there. Obviously we have the sponge, which you guys already seen. If you direct your attention to the bottom of the tank, we have some river stones in there, and we have some catappa leaves in there, ramen leaves, which Hope gave me. You will also notice in this middle part, the water level is lowered quite a bit. And you can see on the top of the water level, there's some cork bark up there. And that's because I'm going full Paludarium with this. I want whatever I put in that terrarium side to also be able to climb over the aquarium side and kind of like look down at the fish. So we have a cork bark bridge up, that's fun to say, cork bark bridge for something to climb onto. We're probably going to make that bigger just so there's more room to run around up there. And we'll probably add more going up from the terrarium for the reptiles to climb up. On the terrestrial side of things, we have gotten a bunch of new things, and a lot of those things we got with Zach when we went out just a few days ago. First off, we got bugs. You guys, like, that's the point of the video. We got bugs in my 75-gallon aquarium. One of the only things in there, and they are about that big in length. The bugs that we got obviously are isopods and springtails. If you guys are unfamiliar with bioactive terrariums, what you do is you put in these different arthropods, and what they do is they break down mold and they break down waste, and they just create a system where the reptile can live in there, eat, poop. They break it down, it goes to the plants create oxygen. It's just a cycle. So right now I have a colony of each. You guys are seeing what they are right now. I'm feeding them fish flakes. I'm feeding the springtails rice. I'm misting it daily there, twice a day, or really as much as I can. So we put half of those springtails and half of those isopods into the terrarium itself to see if they can start breeding in there. But we're also keeping the other half in those containers to keep breeding them in a higher density. So we have a bunch of them running around in there, and then we also have leaves in there for them to break down and eat and stay alive until there's actually a reptile in there. And we got a pothos plant. So hopefully this is one of those plants that I'm not going to kill with my crazy rock hard water. And if that's the case, it should look really nice. It should grow up and over and into the water and across the side and just look amazing, but only time will tell. For the future of that tank, or tanks, I suppose, it kind of runs on 3 different levels. I'm probably going to do, as soon as I can figure out how I want the little corner to look, I'm probably going to throw shrimp in there right away. I might do a fish. Let me know if you guys think I should do a fish. It's only like 2 or 3 gallons, so it's not very big. For the main aquarium side of things, can't do anything in there until I get the knife fish out. Once I do get the knife fish out, probably going to start with Corydoras, and then it's kind of up in the air from there on. And for the terrarium side, drum roll please. Anoles, green anoles, maybe Bahama anoles, probably green anoles, because I do like that green color, and I think it'll contrast really well, especially if I'm not able to grow green plants in there. on my own. If you guys remember in a video quite a long time ago, I suppose now, I asked about crested gecko or fire-bellied toads. Problem is, crested gecko, probably going to drown. And fire-bellied toad's not going to drown, not going to make noise, but probably going to eat my fish. Of course, before I put reptiles in there, it's got to cycle, it's got to get those bugs reproducing enough, and it's got to break down the waste and all these things that make it nice and natural and a system of its own. But let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know if you have suggestions. A lot of you have probably done a lot of this before, so let me know what I'm doing wrong. Let me know what I need to change. If you guys like this video, make sure you leave a like. If you want to see more like this, if you want to see what happens with that tank and the other two, subscribe and you won't miss it. And I will see you guys next Sunday.